Hey there, Leo, and welcome back to Unicorn Tarot for your mid-month reading. This is going to be a reading from January 15th until the 31st. We're going to take a look at all your past, present, and near future energies. Also, Leo, if this reading resonates and you want to book a personal reading, all the information about how to do that is in the description box below. And of course, if you enjoy what I do and want to say thank you, please consider buying me a cup of coffee. Donation link is below, and any and every amount is greatly appreciated. Lastly, Leo, if this reading resonates, please give this video a thumbs up and drop an emoji in the comment section. It really helps me out with the algorithm. Okay, main energy for your reading is the Hierophant. Bottom of the deck, you get the Five of Pentacles. There is a connection here. It's a very, very deep connection for you. And I do see that a lot of it, there's an immense fear of loss that you're experiencing tied up to this connection for some reason. It's deep. And I do feel like this person, because you're showing me the Lovers, the Hierophant, like this is deep, deep energies. But for some reason, there's like also this embedded fear of loss within this connection. So either you've already lost this person at some point, right? You guys broke up, separated, or you have this fear of loss. And we'll see why that's showing up in the reading. In the recent past, you get the Seven of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Four of Pentacles. There's a lot of evaluating and assessing that you're going through, or that you went through, because this is your recent past, regarding this deep, deep connection. You're closed off emotionally here in the recent past. You're holding back, you're closed off, you're literally all walled up and guarded up. But this connection emotionally hasn't gone anywhere for you. And I do see you sitting here thinking, trying to figure out something when it has to do with the connection. Now, again, this connection is deep. The Lovers is not just me and you here in the 3D world. It's like our higher selves, our souls are involved in this connection. And I want to see, we'll clarify and see what it is you're trying to figure out or assess or evaluate when it comes to this connection. In the current situation, you get the Ace of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. So whatever it is you were assessing in the recent past, in the current situation, you've come to the conclusion that you want to rekindle this. You want to have a brand new beginning. You want to start over. You want to bring back that passion, that spark between you two. When it comes to actually taking action, though, you're dragging your feet. I don't see you doing very much. You're like, oh, let me take some time. Let me think about it. And the main reason you're doing this is procrastinating. You don't want to be the one to make the move. Whether you don't feel like you need to be the one to make the move, whether you don't think it's up to you, I don't know. But I do see this like wall separating your desire to have this new beginning and start over and actual action being taken. In the near future, you get the Five of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the King of Wands. This is you. I don't assign gender to my cards. You're emotionally detaching, or trying to at least. But it sabotages you. It's almost like you're lying to yourself or trying to convince yourself, I'm emotionally detached, I'm emotionally disconnected, this doesn't faze me, this has no bearing on me, yada, 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 yada. And I call bullshit on that. Straight up, I'm not believing what you're selling here in the near future because your ego is showing up here. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the Hierophant. Some of you may be dealing with a Taurus or a Gemini. Those two are showing up strongly. Obviously, this reading is for all signs. Those are just the two most prominent ones. Hierophant is clarified by the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. There's a lot of anxiety and pain tied up to this connection for you because on the one hand, you do want to make things work. On the other hand, you don't have any follow through in terms of your actions. Now, I know this may sound a little harsh, Leo, but it's not. This is actually pretty common for a lot of people. We want a lot of things, but when it comes to actually taking the actions to make those things happen, not so much. And I can see that in your current situation. Now, the reason doesn't matter to me. I don't care what the reason is as to why you're not acting based on how you feel. Because I can see how you feel. I want to work on this. I want to rebuild. I want to rekindle this. Why you're not doing that is irrelevant to me. We'll look at it in the current situation, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, there is no follow through for you in terms of this is what I want. This is how I'm going to make it happen and I'm going to do it. Whether it's because the other person doesn't deserve it, you don't want to be the one to take action. It's ego. Don't care what the reason is. Okay? So let's clarify. Let's take a look. I can already hear you piping up, but, like I said, but irrelevant to me. I'm just stating what I see. Let's take a look at the Seven of Pentacles in the recent past. Seven of Pentacles is clarified by the Queen of Wands, the Sun, and the Ace of Wands. You get the Ace of Wands again in the current situation in the same row. You're trying to figure out, what do I do? What is aligned for me to do? Now, you feel, you can sense, at the bottom of the deck, you get the Empress. Some of you may heavily be dealing with the Taurus. At the bottom of the deck, you know, at the bottom of the deck, oh my gosh, I can't even talk. At the bottom of your heart, your soul, you know what you want. You want to rekindle this. You want to bring this back. You want this connection back, right? But you do have an ego on you, and you're not about to sit here and bend and bow and, bow down to this person. Not bow down, but essentially you're not going to put yourself in an inferior position of coming up to them and being like, hey, I want you back. I want this connection back. So you're trying to evaluate and assess, do I actually want this back? Should I want them back? Is this actually aligned for me? Maybe I shouldn't want them back. Maybe I should want something else. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Your higher self already knows what you want, and so do you, if you stop trying to find excuses to why you feel the way you do. Let's take a look at the Lovers in the recent past. Lovers is clarified by the King of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Emperor. Here's the thing. You have an ego, your person has an ego. And it's this ego that you two have, which is essentially interfering. This card is interference, okay? This is a divine connection. It is a soul connection between you and this person, but you're both showing me, and you get the Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You're both showing me it makes sense for me to maintain an emotional detachment, to maintain an emotional disconnect, right? But all you're doing while you're emotionally detached and disconnected from this person is thinking about the person, thinking about the connection, thinking about what you should do, thinking about how you should act. What if they say this? What if I say that? Da, da. So you're emotionally detached, but your mind is just constantly focused on this person, on this connection, on all of that. And obviously it's the Lovers, so I don't blame you. But you both have an ego. You both do. Let's take a look at the Four of Pentacles in the recent past. At least in the recent past you do. I don't know. Maybe that changes in the current situation. Four of Pentacles is clarified by the Seven of Swords, Seven of Cups, Six of Pentacles. What you actually want is balance, flow, equal give and take between you and this person. Eight of Wands, communication, right? But you're showing me, I don't know if it's going to happen. Sometimes, some days you wake up, you're like, you know what? We can work through this. We are going to be able to make it through this. We can communicate. We can, it'll work out. Other days you wake up, you're like, absolutely no way. There's no way. They're too stubborn. I'm not doing this. They're not doing that. Da, da. So it really depends on the day in terms of what energy you're in. And honestly, all I can see is you're just very emotionally confused. You're very emotionally confused. You know that you want to get to this place of balance, of flow, right? But you're very emotionally confused and overwhelmed, which is why you're holding back. You're not doing anything in the recent past. Let's look at the Ace of Wands in the current situation. Ace of Wands is clarified by the Lovers, the Hanged Man, and the Three of Wands. You got the Lovers here in your recent past. You're not taking any action. You're not, on purpose, because you're showing me it's not the right time yet. Yes, I know this is a soul connection. Yes, I know I want this back. I want to rekindle this, but I'm not doing anything right now. And I'm like, why? It's not the right time. It's not the right time. I'm like, will it ever be the right time? You're like, yeah. At some point, it'll be the right time. It's not the right time to take action now. Okay. Says who? Bottom of the deck, you get the Devil. Again, I call bullshit on that, but we believe what we want to believe, don't we, Leo? Let's take a look at the Knight of Pentacles in the current situation. Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the High Priestess, the Devil, and the Judgment. Yeah, you're perfectly aware that this whole, it's not the right time, I need more time, let's just wait, da-da-da, it's an excuse. It's bullshit. You're procrastinating. Deep down, you know that. You're aware of that. I'm not telling you anything new, but you're still showing me I'm not doing anything right now. This is pure ego. Why is it not the right time? Because my ego says it's not the right time. Because I'm waiting for them to make a move. Because it's not my job to rekindle this. Because it's not my responsibility. Because they fucked up. All these things. And it's fine. You don't have to act based on how you feel. At least don't try to give me excuses, though, as to why you're not doing it. Just be straight up. I don't want, I want this, but I'm not going to do anything because my ego. And that's fine. But This mental gymnastics we're doing here. No. Let's take a look at the Seven of Wands in the current situation. Seven of Wands is clarified by, there we go, the Ace of Swords, Eight of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. You've somehow managed to emotionally tire yourself out enough to the point where, remember how I said we're not playing in this mental gymnastics? You're like, oh, okay, fine. Look, I'll be real with you. I know that what I want is communication. I want this connection. I see this person in my life for a very long time. I see this as a long-term relationship. I know that's what I want. I know that's how I feel. I don't want to feel it. I wish I could erase it, but it's almost, and you get the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You want this back. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. Like, that's three aces. You want to rekindle this. Okay. Now, do you want this? Absolutely not. You're showing me if I could, I would shut this off. I would erase it. But at least you're in the point where you're not trying to BS me and you're admitting, right? Or BS yourself, because you're not BSing me, but you're BSing yourself here. At least you're admitting and you're like, okay, this is what I want. This is why I'm not doing anything about it. I don't want to want this. I wish I didn't want this, but I do want it. And I accept that. Cool. Thank you, Leo. Thank you. Let's take a look at the Five of Swords in the near future. Five of Swords is clarified by the Six of Wands, the Death, and the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the main energy for your reading. So you're showing me, I do believe that we can successfully overcome this, right? But I also recognize that we both have self-sabotaging tendencies. Yours is that you drag your feet. You're showing me the Knight of Pentacles. Yours is that you want something, but you don't take action on it for whatever reason. Ego, I don't care what the reason is, right? Their self-sabotaging behavior is something completely different. I don't know what it is, but you're showing me like we both have self-sabotaging behaviors that are essentially preventing us from being able to successfully overcome this ending and rekindle this connection. You're like recognizing this in the near future. Let's take a look at the Eight of Cups in the near future. Eight of Cups is clarified by the Eight of Cups, again, the Page of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. You're trying to maintain an emotional detachment. You're trying to be emotionally disconnected so that this doesn't hurt, so that you can give yourself an excuse to not take action, so that you don't feel as much, so you don't miss them as much, yada, yada, yada. You're trying to. You're not successful at it, though. Your heart, although your heart is not like still completely 100% attached to them, but essentially think of it like a door. The door is still cracked open, right? You wanted to close it completely, to emotionally detach completely. You have successfully emotionally disconnected and detached, right? There's still a crack. So your attempt at complete emotional detachment, that's failed, right? Complete. You still have that little crack. Your heart is still open to them, just a little bit here in the near future. Let's look at the King of Wands in the near future. King of Wands is clarified by the Four of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. You're unhappy. You're unhappy here in the near future because you want them, you want this connection back. But your brain, your ego, whatever you want to call it, logic, right? That's what a lot of us like to call our ego. Logic is telling you, why should I be the one to open up? Why should I make a move? Hold back. Stay closed off. You don't need none of this, right? But you're unhappy without all of this. So what is it? Would you rather stay closed off, right? And tell yourself that this is what's the right thing to do and this is what makes sense and yada, yada, yada. And still experience unhappiness. Or maybe see if there's a different route. I don't know. The choice is yours, Leo. But let's take a look at what the universe wants you to keep in mind for this reading, Leo. From the universe, you get the Devil, the Empress, the Nine of Swords. This person, I don't know if this is you or your person, but somebody is showing me. You are like an absolute like deity to me. Like you are on a pedestal. You are the best thing since sliced bread. You're this good. You're also this toxic. And that stresses you out. This person, I don't like using the word toxic because people have like their own association. There are a lot of unhealthy behavioral patterns and behavioral thought patterns tied up to this person, right? They are special. They are amazing. They are the best thing since sliced bread, but they also carry a lot of BS with them. And the two go hand in hand. The devil and the empress are two completely opposite energies, and you're showing me them both tied up to this person. And that stresses you out. So I don't know if this is your person telling me this about you, if this is you telling me about them. Take it as it resonates. But that is what I have for you, Leo. I hope this reading helped. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you here on the next one.